I mentioned earlier about working with educators, and here we've been strategically investing in a portfolio of education programs to ensure that we're enriching math, science, technology programs throughout curriculum. At the elementary school level, we provide funding through other organizations, such as Scientists in School and Let's Talk Science. These are great programs that are being delivered in the schools and by other organizations into the schools. And I think it's a great way to get kids excited about science and careers in science. They offer hands-on workshops, and what better way to appeal to kids, offered by scientists. University and college students are getting involved, and they provide exciting and relevant activities for kids. But more importantly, they're providing themselves as role models. So our students can see that here's some pretty cool people who are doing these jobs, and maybe they'll think about pursuing jobs in our sector. At the secondary school level, we're working with two organizations, Youth Science Ontario, and they're the good people that oversee all the regional science fairs, and I'm sure you're well familiar with those. And I remember the panic getting ready for those science fairs. I think they're in the spring when my kids were young, and I think they're doing a great job. And over the next few years, they're going to be creating Science Olympics to increase access to and the participation of students in the science competitions. All very good for increasing awareness. And secondly, and as noted earlier, we're very proudly associated with the Skills Canada Ontario, a wonderful, wonderful organization. And their competition, if you haven't been there, if you haven't experienced the enthusiasm that's involved in their competitions, you really must go. Our employees love participating in that, and we bring them out and they run some of the competitions. So again, the students are exposed to people who are working in the sector and can talk to them about what their careers are like. Now, colleges, we've entered into what we call a college consortium with 4 community colleges. It's an award-winning partnership, and we do believe it is a partnership with 4 colleges: Mohawk in the Hamilton area, Algonquin in the Ottawa area, Georgian in Barrie, and Northern up in Timmins area. And I can't tell you the excitement every time I go to one of the colleges, and I haven't been to all of them yet. But it is just wonderful. I feel so welcomed when I go there. And it's not because I'm a potential employer, it's because we're seen as partners. And we give very generously, not just of money. Money's only a very small part of it. It's the time, it's the expertise of our employees who are participating in developing curriculum and working on the scholarships for the students and preparing them for jobs in our sector. So it's heavy, heavy involvement by our employees. It's not just writing a check, believe me. To date, we've invested $3 million in these activities with those 4 colleges, and I'm happy to say that many of them are seeing such increases in enrollment that they're having to expand their programs and their facilities. So I think we're seeing some really positive results from what we've been doing. The other good part of it is we've opened up opportunities for co-op placements, and to date we've, I think, had 94 students in work placements for our 4 main technology areas. So it's starting. We're getting students through the programs, and they're coming in for the co-ops. We've hired about 44 of them out of these programs full-time into the same technology streams. This is just Hydro One. I dare say that a lot of my partners like Horizon and the other local distribution companies, OPG, Ontario Power Authority, are snapping these wonderful graduates up too. So this is fantastic news, and I think it's proof of what employers can do when they think more broadly, when they think outside of their organizations, and when they form these wonderful partnerships. Now, can you imagine the talent that would come through our colleges if first they came through your program here? Think about that. I think that's very exciting, and I'm looking forward to that as well. Now, we're doing some work with universities as well, because I was talking to some of the guests here about the shortage in engineering. And it's a particular type of engineering, power system engineering. And again, because we weren't hiring for those many decades, the universities dropped off in those programs. So we started partnerships with the University of Waterloo and Western, and given them some money, but again, more importantly, we've given them time. And we've been working with them on placements for students, setting up chairs in technology at their universities. We've also set up partnerships with McMaster and Ryerson. And that's an interesting one because, as I was sharing with some of the others here at the ministry, our employees came up with the fellowship program. And what they saw was, we have all these summer students coming in, and you know, they do jobs, but we're not really making use of their great brains. So they set up a program that they are teaching. Ryerson's helping us support it, but these are our employees that are teaching power system engineering, because it's still not dealt with to the depth that we require. And so they take 3 summers, and if they pursue it and stay with us for the 3 summers, they'll get a certificate from us in power system engineering. So this is great, out-of-the-box thinking. Again, everybody's thinking about learning, education. It's not just contained within the school system, the formal school system, it's everywhere. And that's exactly what I think we want to see. So, next, safety. Because I've just finished talking about encouraging, attracting, and seeing a whole new labor force joining us. Young people, people who have skills that they've been taught in school, but maybe haven't quite learned about some of the on-the-ground skills. And this is where safety becomes so critical, because we have this sacred trust when these kids come to us. And while they have the book knowledge, or the theoretical knowledge, we've still got to teach them the ropes. Our environment is unforgiving. It is dangerous, inherently dangerous. It's high-voltage electricity, it's low-voltage electricity, it's I mean, if you've been around Ontario at all, we're not kind with our weather systems and we're not kind with our geography. They work in all kinds of weather. When your power goes out, it often doesn't go out in the daylight on a nice warm day. It goes out in the middle of the night, in the middle of a raging snowstorm. And our employees have to work in that environment. So it's tough. So it's beyond what they learn in school. It's an on-the-job training that's required. It's an awareness of health and safety. But again, in school, throughout the educational system, we can be partners here too. And there are some wonderful things we can do to breed health and safety practices and beliefs while our kids are still young. And I firmly, firmly believe in this. And if you've ever seen Rob Ellis and our Youth at Work, you should. I know he does a program in April that I participate in, and many of our employees do, where we go out to the high schools and we talk about safety in the workplace. And I think we can't start young enough. So this is really important to me. You can tell I'm passionate about it because it's something that they have to learn before they even start the job, and it has to be with them, and we have to continue that safety training every day of their working career, because something new always comes up. We have wonderful facilities, and in 4 locations throughout the province. We're certified through the Ministry of Training, Colleges and Universities. Our programs are certified through them. And it's not just our employees who benefit from our training facilities. We actually invite, and most employees from other utilities in the province come and take their training at our facilities. So we're touching many, many workers throughout the province. So what we're seeing is an unparalleled amount of experience that's coming through the system, that's being transferred from the existing system to these new workers who are so deeply passionate and uncompromising about safety. And one thing we talk about is it's not just your own personal safety, we're responsible for each other. So we're always looking out to make sure that our colleagues are working safely and that we're keeping them safe. So I'm very confident that our new workers are in very good hands.